Hey everybody, it's Emily the Crazy Worm Lady. I am here today with the Urban Worm Bag for an update. And the first thing I notice when I open this bin is there's a lot of springtails. But that's not necessarily a problem. Just thought I would note that. And our lid is glistening. It's not dripping wet, but it is moist. But we are getting very, very full, so that should be somewhat expected at this point. But I don't see many climbers, just a few here and there, but nothing crazy. But this is where we fed last week, and I wanted to see how they were doing with that. And I am not seeing any food. I see worms, but I'm not seeing food. I honestly can't remember what we fed them. Have to go back and look. But I want to say it was some of my soup stock that I loaded up in that back corner. But there's really just nothing to speak of as far as food is concerned. We did add a lot of coconut coir, and the moisture level is actually perfect. It feels really, really good. You can see it's just flakes really, really easily. And again, I'm seeing both night crawlers and blue worms, which is always good. People worry about blue worms living harmoniously with other worms. They're extremely fast breeders, so sometimes people say that they'll outbreed other species in the bin, but that doesn't appear to be the case for me, at least not yet. But really, the worms are spread throughout, which is good, but they're definitely going to need a feeding. I'm not noticing any sort of beetles as of right now. I've noticed a few in my bins this week, but I definitely notice a substantial decrease in their numbers. So the jury's still out, but I'm really wondering if the neem cake is making a difference. So that's a plus. Sorry, I just realized how out of breath I sound. I was just outside. It's raining and windy, and we just had new gutters put on yesterday, and some of it came tearing down, so I was chasing pieces of metal across my backyard. I guess I haven't completely recovered from that just yet, trying to get back in from the rain. Okay, anyway, enough blabbing. So we fed this back left corner, so why not feed the back right corner today? So I'm going to get some food together, get my neem cake and my eggshell, all that good stuff, and we will get them fed up. So you guys know I don't typically like to just use newspaper because it can get matted up, but right now I have way more newspaper than I have Amazon boxes. My wallet thanks me for that part. So anyway, I laid down some shredded newspaper, and I mentioned this in another video over here in my worm factory. I have this protein powder container, and I made a mix of diatomaceous earth, neem cake, oyster and eggshell, and some kelp meal. Kind of is going to be my multifaceted approach to provide grit and deter pests. So I'm going to give a healthy sprinkling of this before I put my food in here. And this is what I have as far as food is concerned. Got a nice big container with a whole host of items, some of which are still partially frozen, but they're thawing. It's soft but cold. So let me get this over to the bin and we will give them a nice feeding. All right, so I'm in a very precarious position. I have this leaning against my leg, this pot. So at any moment, this pot could go falling into the bin, but I'm gonna try not to let that happen. And I'm gonna add a banana peel, some melon rinds, I will add, what else do I have in here? Looks like sweet potato skin. And I'll add a handful of, looks like some grapes with the stem as well. I don't know, I'm trying to decide how much I should add because this is going to be relatively moisture rich, so I just want to be careful. But heck, we'll give it a shot. All right, let me move this pot here. All right, so that's a nice big feeding. These stems, I honestly don't know if they'll ever break down, but I have put in grape stems before. I've just never harvested them where they've broken down, so I usually just throw them back in. I figure at some point they'd have to break down. But that's going to be it as far as the feeding. We'll add a little bit more. Of our grit, pest control, combination stuff there. Do you guys like the setup I have? Table light on a step stool. I think I've shown that to you guys before, but you make do with what you have, and that's what works for me. So let me grab my basket of newspaper here, and I'm going to top off the entire system with the remainder. Ooh, it looks like it's snowing. Remainder of this newspaper, because since it is really moisture rich, I want to make sure there's plenty of bedding to absorb it as it breaks down, so that we don't end up having issues with like leachate running through the bin, anything like that. So it's loosely covered. I'm gonna seal it up tight, and we will leave this for a week. I am going to be out of town next week. I'm going to the vermicomposting conference in North Carolina, so I'm not sure that I will be able to get a harvest in next week because I'm going to have limited time here because I will be traveling, driving down there and back. But definitely the following week we will do another harvest from here, but I still think we'll be able to get another feeding in next week. But we're just getting very, very full. And the less space there is for the air to move around, the more issues we're going to have with condensation building up and explorer worms. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to leave it like this. So let me know what you think. Drop your comments below. Like this video. Subscribe if you'd like some more content from me. And I would love to hear any questions that you have that you would like me to ask while at the convention. It is the only convention, I believe, in the world that's held annually at, I think, North Carolina State. And so I'm really excited to go, and we're going to get to talk to a lot of experts, so I'm really looking forward to that. So any questions that you guys have, you would like me to ask some experts, let me know that down below as well. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.